What's up everybody, it's me E-Man from E-Man's Movie Reviews, and today we're gonna review Jumanji: The Next Level. Okay, let's start off with a quick intro. The original gang returns back to the dangerous land of Jumanji to rescue one of their own. Only problem is that this time around, the game has some new tweaks. Alright, let's jump into the good.
The good.
Fans of the previous Jumanji film will probably be pleased given the fact that we have a lot of familiar beats that were used in this sequel. The continuation of running jokes and similar plot structure were a nice treat as we got to see more of that in this movie. It almost gave the impression of being in on an inside joke. Most of the video game references and jokes did land, and with the new cast, it was fun to revisit some of the rules of the Jumanji world. Furthermore, the animals that we were able to see brought about some nostalgic feelings of which the franchise is best known for. Now, I think the biggest highlight with Jumanji: The Next Level is gonna come from the cast of actors. More specifically, the crux of this movie was how well the actors were able to do their impersonations of each other's characters. While the younger counterparts of the movie weren't really the biggest draw, the video game avatars kept your attention the most. Kevin Hart easily fit into his role of playing and mimicking Danny Glover's character, and Hart was even funnier whenever he made fun of himself. Jack Black had some moments towards the latter half of the movie that really helped him find his groove again. However, despite all of the other solid performances, the real scene stealer was Danny DeVito. For example, in the beginning of the movie where we get to see him deal with his old man issues, it's just hilarious. I just personally really enjoyed his eccentric character, and he was a definite crowd pleaser. All right, enough of that, let's go into the bad.
The bad.
Now, the weird thing about this movie is that it kind of had like some highs and lows when it came to the story. I would probably say that the first act was pretty good, while the second act took a little bit of a dip with a few spattered laughs here or there. The final third act did pick up the pace, however, it lacked the exciting, thrilling punch that the previous movie delivered. I think part of that is because this movie tried to focus more on the characters and their funny impersonations, and as a result, the movie lost focus on the dangerous perils of Jumanji. In fairness, there were probably maybe two real scenes, let's call them the bird and the bridge scene, where a real sense of urgency could be felt. I don't believe there were many moments where one would feel as though the characters were like in legit danger. I think this film could have benefited greatly with more animal threats. Instead, it felt like a missed opportunity to show us the vast variety that the Jumanji world has to offer. Now, since the movie does really heavily rely on the characters and the actors and their impersonations and such, there were some times where that just didn't work out. Without going into spoilers, I'd just say that there were some cringeworthy moments when some of the cast would impersonate the character of Fridge. The strange thing about this is that Fridge's character really didn't have anything significantly distinctive about how his character spoke. I mean, it's not like he had a heavy dialect or accent or anything to make him distinguishable if someone else were to impersonate him. So when the time came around for some other actor to impersonate his character, it felt like we just got a stereotypical generic black guy voice instead. Fortunately, this didn't last very long in the movie, and the actors didn't overdo it. Either way, it was still something that probably could have been resolved had the actors simply chose to impersonate different characters. It didn't ruin the movie or anything, but it did feel a little off to me. Lastly, and I am so surprised that I'm even gonna be saying this, but I think one of the weakest aspects of this movie came from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He just didn't seem to be in his element when it came to his character impersonation. Yes, he still does those classic go-to funny moves like showing off his ridiculous strength or fully committing to his smoldering intensity. However, the impersonation act that he tried to pull off for the majority of the film just wasn't that good to me. To be clear, his performance was funny, but not for the same reasons the other actors' performances were humorous. For example, in the last Jumanji movie, Jack Black stole the limelight as the teenage girl because he nailed all of her mannerisms and her voice. Johnson, in this case, seemed like he was trying so hard to do his impersonation that his attempt is where the humor lied and not in his execution. All right, enough of that. Let's move to the reason.
The reason.
Jumanji: The Next Level was a laugh out loud experience that is more of a comedic showcase than it was an adventure. Thinking back to the Robin Williams Jumanji, or even the previous reboot, reminded me of how much the humor was secondary and the adventure aspect was the primary catalyst of those films. I think this film shifted their priorities a little bit to highlight all of the characters more so than the dangerous jungle game itself. That's not really a terrible thing, but I do think it's important for people to know going into this film. That way you can manage your expectations. So when it comes to the rating for Jumanji: The Next Level, I've got to give it a 7 out of 10. Jumanji: The Next Level is a perfectly fine movie to go see in theaters, and bring your whole family to go check it out as well. So you let me know, are you planning to go see Jumanji 2? If and when you do, come on back to this video and let me know what you thought about it. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Thank you all so much for taking the time to join me. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I've got more videos and reviews to do for you all, and until next time, I'll see you all later.